Peter Acey again from Fruit Park YouTube channel, and this is the second part of the interviews this morning with John Millman. And John, you can see here on this bust of Kenny Fletcher that they've put a quote up here from Hugh Lunt. And Hugh I spoke to yesterday afternoon, and he sends his serious congratulations to you, and he is really chuffed that a younger generation is now starting to be added into the Brisbane tennis trail. And I think you've got an interesting story, because you've got one of his books that comes very circumvented into your possession.
Yeah, I do. Look, actually, my first memories, I didn't know Kenny Fletcher actually, but a little story here while we're at the bust of Kenny Fletcher is my parents, one year they won the Tennis Queensland Parents of the Year award, and Kenny Fletcher was the gentleman who gave them the award.
Small world.
Yeah, it was a small world, and you know, they always. I read the quote here from Huey Lunn here about, you know, how he was gathered people close together, and you know, my parents, you know, felt that just on that one night. You know, they said he was a bit of a larrikin, and you know, I think that's what this trail's all about. You know, celebrating especially our former, you know, great players, and I think that's quite special.
Well, I'm hoping that, as you know, sort of the Lord Mayor has helped bring the trail into being, that it is recognising a very special part of Brisbane's history and how it sort of continues on, because, you know, tennis, rugby league, cricket, I mean, they are incredibly important to the Brisbane psyche. And you know, when we started this work, 17 years ago, it was really interesting to see all these great stories, you know, sort of bubble to the surface. And Kenny Fletcher, you'll see a tree just around the corner that we'll film in a second, where Chuck Feeney, right, multi-billionaire, who gave away all of his money, and he's still alive today, but he promised to give it away in his lifetime. He ended up with 12 doctorates for the work that he did on peace in Dublin, and he refused to turn up to the event until he finally got the last one. He said, "Oh, I better turn up," but it just took one tree planting event, and he turned up here with the Lord Mayor to plant a tree in memory of a larrikin, as you said, Kenny Fletcher.
Yeah, and that's you know, Brisbane and Queensland, and especially Brisbane, you know, we've got a rich history of some you know, great sporting icons and people I looked up to, you know, as I was growing up, and you know, tennis, we often get compared to our former generation because they were just so good, and I think that's what's pretty special when you come out here at you know, the Pat Rafter Arena, and you see some of these people that, you know, graced the game before us, and you know, I'm very lucky to be able to call this place my workplace and be able to come and train here, and, you know, hopefully under the watchful eye of Kenny Fletcher.
Well, let alone the four busts of the greats inside.
Yes.
Rod Laver, Roy Emerson, Mel Anderson, and Ashley Cooper. I mean,
yeah, and that's the, you know, that's what we mean. That's what we touch on is, you know, just how special it is to come here and train here, and you know, to see our former greats recognised, I think's you know, top notch.
Yeah. Well, we just might break here. We'll just go around to the tree.
Perfect. With that sliced backhand, it looks like you could be getting ready for Wimbledon.
Well, sliced is great.
I got the tennis racket, Johnny. Johnny, I got the tennis racket.